It's 5 minutes to midnight. I'm Keith Burnside. Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe is flying back to her family in the UK after nearly 6 years of detention in Iran. The British Iranian was convicted in 2016 of plotting to overthrow the country's government, a charge she's always denied. Her release comes after the UK settled a debt of almost £400 million owed to Iran dating back to the 1970s. The SDLP MP Claire Hanna met Mrs Zaghari-Ratcliffe's husband Richard during his campaign to free his wife.
Just a very strong and impressive person to keep battling and use those skills to galvanise the political support and the public support, which is ultimately what was brought to bear on the Foreign Secretary to negotiate the settlement.
The Archbishops of Armagh have appealed for an end to what they called the pointless massacre and pulverising of property, bodies and spirit in Ukraine. The Catholic Archbishop Eamon Martin and his Church of Ireland counterpart John McDowell were speaking at their joint St Patrick's lecture. Afterwards, Archbishop Martin said their churches wanted to help house some of the refugees who come to Northern Ireland.
In all our parishes, we have invited our parish pastoral councils and finance councils and the priests to consider if there are properties that we could make available for Ukrainian families. And I think that in the coming days and weeks, there'll be a lot of activity on the ground. I think our parishes would like to be at the forefront of this.
A man's pleaded guilty to the murder of 50-year-old Paul Smith in Lisburn in June 2019. Ian McDowell has the details.
Paul Smith was shot from close range as he sat in the living room of his home at Coulson Avenue in Lisburn. The gunman was 36-year-old James Andrew Thomas McVeigh. Belfast Crown Court was told that he used a sawn-off shotgun in a killing that bore all the hallmarks of an execution. McVeigh, whose address was given as Maghaberry Prison, admitted the murder. 3 others pleaded guilty to lesser charges. As Mr Smith's family sat in the public gallery of the court, the judge said he had much to consider before he decided on the sentences the men would face at a later hearing.
School principals and parents have criticised Stormont after it emerged that a scheme to pay for free meals for pupils during holidays cannot be guaranteed due to the absence of an executive. It would have run until 2025 at a cost of £22 million a year. Deirdre McCausland is a single parent from West Belfast.
Now it seems that more important than ever, families will be in need of this service. I'm on universal credit. I was absolutely shocked beyond belief that there is a possibility that this may not be happening.
The health regulator, the RQIA, has found that the Western Health Trust failed to ensure safe care for adults with learning disabilities at the Lakeview Hospital in Londonderry. During an unannounced visit last month, inspectors found several areas of significant concern. The Trust says it accepts that improvement is needed. The number of houses sold in Northern Ireland last year was the highest since 2006. Prices also increased, as our economics and business editor John Campbell explains.
At the outbreak of the pandemic, there were forecasts that the hit to the economy would mean falling house prices and collapsing sales. But as the government stepped in with support like the furlough scheme, that didn't happen. In 2020, sales in Northern Ireland were down a little compared to the recent average at just over 21,000. Last year, there was a huge bounce to almost 30,000, the highest in well over a decade. Average prices were also up by 8%, bringing the typical house price to just over £159,000. However, there were signs that the market was cooling at the end of last year, with prices barely moving in the final quarter.
And with the weather, here's Lindsay Lima.
Clear skies will see temperatures dip close to or below freezing overnight before cloud pushes in from the west by the early hours. The cloud will help the temperatures recover to low single figures, but some places may still see a frost first thing. A largely dry night, but showers will arrive from the west by morning before clearing eastwards. Dry for a time before more showers move through around lunchtime before clearing completely to leave a drier but breezy afternoon with sunny spells and highs of 13 degrees.
BBC News.